Bethesda always underwhelms, okay? But there's a lot of value there because their titles have been around a long time. They're always going to have a base. So by Microsoft buying them for $7.5 billion, that means they're just taking it over. Can Microsoft make this better, or will they destroy it?
Bear gang till I die, ho. Swooped up the homies and we about to start a sideshow.
All right, let's break down Microsoft again. So we were talking about this right here, okay? We're talking about Microsoft buying Bethesda. Is this good? Is this bad? Is this what they need? Can they do good with it, or are they going to screw it up like they've screwed other things up? What has Microsoft done? So this might have been in the cards for a while, because we got to look at it this way. So let's see, $7.5 billion in cash. Publishing offices and development studios spanning the globe with over 2,300 employees, including Bethesda Softworks. They're buying up all the subsidiaries as well. Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Doom, Quake, Wolfenstein, Dishonored. Microsoft will add Bethesda games to Xbox Game Pass subscription service. So the question is, do they make it exclusive? Everyone is saying, well, they're going to screw this up. Well, hasn't Bethesda been screwing up their own stuff for a while? So can Microsoft really do too much more damage? I mean, I'm not big into Bethesda, but let's take the last Fallout. Let's take the last Fallout and say to ourselves, could Microsoft have really done a worse job? All right, Microsoft. Okay. Microsoft had Mixer. Okay, and we all know what happened with Mixer, right? We got Mixer. Okay, didn't work out well. We got Shroud, we got Ninja. All right, and the Shroud deal. Okay, they also paid a bunch of other people. However, the question is Microsoft was like, okay, we're going to make this. We've got Amazon over here with Twitch, and we're going to make all this money. We're going to make all this money, growing our space. We're gonna have the streaming platform. We're going to bring it all. But what they did was they tried doing something different. They tried not taking what Twitch was doing, getting rid of the memes and that focus, and tried to make it more of like a family friendly, like a kid friendly. Well, they did something. They screwed it up. I mean, I don't know. I can't say how they screwed it up, but what I can say is the fact that they weren't able to convert all of their Microsoft, their Xbox Gold Pass, their Play Store people into viewers means that it wasn't that they didn't have a base. Because remember, Twitch doesn't have anywhere that they can pull users from. Microsoft had the ability to pull users from their Microsoft Live, from their sales store. They had the ability to pull all these users. Twitch has nowhere they can pull people from. Okay, they have nowhere they could pull people from. You have Facebook Gaming could pull from Facebook. All those users they could divert traffic. You've got YouTube Gaming. They could pull from YouTube, so they have tons of people they could pull from. Mixer could pull from Xbox, okay, and that entire thing. Twitch, on the other hand, has no one to pull from. So the idea originally was, well, if we add our own streaming service, we could pull from our own users to create a base, all right, and then we're going to send in all this money to sign Ninja Shroud and all these other people. And we're going to create a competitor, right? Sounds good on paper. But they managed to screw it up because they didn't understand that by making live streaming their platform so giddy and kid-friendly and they tried too much. You see what I'm saying? And it wasn't a good user experience, okay? Because, yeah, you want to separate yourself from the pack, but if you change too much, people aren't good with change. Look at our Discord right now. People are freaking out over the smallest change. Now imagine trying to pull people that come from these other platforms and are used to a certain way, and you throw fucking Christmas lights and jelly beans and Willy Wonka all over it. It's not gonna work, which didn't make sense because it was hard to screw this up. Now, then again, it's not easy to just open up a new streaming service. It's not just like something you just turn the lights on and it works. However, it didn't work for them. So we know that Microsoft didn't work. Well, Microsoft decided to sell Mixer to Facebook. Why were they selling it to Facebook? Well, they realized that they're not gaining the traction, or they're never going to get a return on their investment. So the 80 million or whatever number it was that they paid Ninja and Shroud, okay, poof, gone. They had to give it up. All the money they spent to other creators, all the infrastructure, they lost hundreds of millions of dollars. But the only way they're going to do that is if they thought to themselves, okay, what's better, losing $100 or $200 million now, or how much we're going to lose down the road? Okay? And they had to decide that. So when they got rid of Mixer, usually they get rid of it because they have something else in mind. Okay? Well, guess what? All of a sudden, TikTok came into play. Well, Microsoft's like, well, fuck. Let's go after TikTok. TikTok's a whole nother conversation that we could talk about, and we're not liking what we're seeing, but we'll pay attention to that down the line. We're seeing a lot of shady shit happening right now. Well, that deal fell through. Well, this came out of nowhere. So the idea that they got rid of Mixer means they're trying to save money down the road because they don't see it as a profitable ever venture, and TikTok's not working. All right. Well, Microsoft is always making moves, and they obviously want to be in this space. They already are in this space. They have Xbox. They have the store. They have everything. But now what they could do is they, by taking over Bethesda, okay, Bethesda's been getting in a lot of shit. Okay, Bethesda is always underwhelming people. Okay, and I'm saying that as somebody who's not necessarily a gamer as hard as, like, I know a lot of people that are gamers like to gatekeep, and I'm gonna give them a platform here and say, okay, I get it. I'm not in the gamer level that you guys are, okay? But from what I know on the outside looking in, Bethesda always underwhelms, okay? But there's a lot of value there because their titles have been around a long time. And you've got your Fallouts, you've got your Elder Scrolls, you've got so many, you got Doom, you've got you've got so many titles there that they're always going to have a base. A base that bitches and complains, but a base nonetheless. So by Microsoft buying them for $7.5 billion, all right, $7.5 billion in cash, that means they're just taking it over. Now, the question goes back to the original one. Can Microsoft make this better, or will they destroy it? It's too early to tell. And I think a lot of people are saying, based on Microsoft's history of with Mixer, okay, and with Bethesda's titles underwhelming, okay, one of two things is going to happen. Either Microsoft is going to come in and turn this bad boy into the next level and actually make fans of the games again, or they're gonna do what Twitter did to Vine. Now, they've done good with titles they've taken over in the past. They've got a pretty good track record with actual software and gaming, not a streaming platform per se, but they've done well with other things in the past. We know what they've done, on Halo and some people say Minecraft and other things like that. I think that based on how much outrage happened over Fallout 76, okay, and how much people are hating Bethesda, I think this might drive new blood and new life into them. It may delay a lot of new releases, but it might be for the better. Okay, maybe Microsoft turns this around. They want to be in this space. They're already in this space, but they want to be more heavily into this space. All right? And the amount of capital, the amount of experience, background, and the amount of infrastructure in place for Microsoft to actually work on this will mean that they can actually pump out, if they do it right, a better product in a quicker amount of time, meaning you bring back people that kind of swore it off or said they're going to wait until the next time, which brings in more revenue. Now, $7.5 billion is a lot, but with how gaming is doing, and if they can change this, that might be a damn good investment. That might be a damn good investment over the next 10 years if they can really take these titles, integrate some of this into whatever. And they also, remember, not only do they buy the platform, they buy a lot of that intellectual property. So stuff that they couldn't copy because they would get sued, they can now use in other games and also pull from other games into here. There's a lot that can happen here. There's a lot of that positive side that can happen. Now, Microsoft could screw this up big time. Okay, we've seen companies screw up before, but there's a chance that they might actually be able to do something well with this. I'm invested in Microsoft for a lot of other reasons, but this gives me something that says to me, please don't fuck this up. Because I don't even care about the games. I'm invested in Microsoft for other things. And a company can fuck one thing up and really screw a lot up. Because here's the thing. Remember Pfizer? I got into Pfizer way back when we first started talking about vaccines with coronavirus. I got into Pfizer at like $36 or $37. And it was fine until something that had nothing to do with COVID vaccines, okay, fucked up. They had a cancer drug that failed, okay? This cancer drug failed, and the stock dropped 6%. It had nothing to do with coronavirus. So that's my concern with Microsoft. I'm in Microsoft for so many other reasons. I'm like, Microsoft, please don't fuck this up. Please don't fuck this up for me. Okay? Now, I'm not worried about the short term because I'm looking at Microsoft for the next 10 to 20 years. But, you know, $7.5 billion, that's a commitment. I mean, that's a commitment. All right? You're not, this isn't Mixer where you're just going to give it up for a couple $100 million. You're talking a lot of money here. All right? That's a concern. So this is big news, though. This is big news because it can set precedents as well. It basically puts them into more monopoly category. I'm not calling Microsoft monopoly. I'm just saying in that category.